Welcome back to Vinyl Decal School. Thanks for joining me. Any likes, subscribes and follows are always appreciated, so thank you in advance for those. So in this video, I thought I would show you how to apply vinyl decals to a balloon. So in order to demonstrate this, I bought these balloons off Amazon. They are 24 inches in circumference, I believe, and they're helium quality, so they're quite thick and quite good quality, so they're not just going to pop as soon as you put any pressure on them, which is quite important if you want to put vinyl on your balloons. You don't want anything too thin, too ephemeral. So I have blown one up already, ready for the video. The first thing I'm going to do is just measure the space I have available. So I've got this bendy tape measure, but you could also use like a strip of paper and then measure the paper with like a ruler or something, just as long as you're kind of making sure that you're getting the bend and you're not doing anything too big or too small for the balloon. So looking at that there, if I put it in the middle, don't want to go anything over about 12 inches wide and probably about 6 or 7 inches high. And I'm just going to do this balloon for a bridal shower, so I'll do just a kind of a 3-line message to fit on there. So I'm just going with a super simple design. I actually decided to do 2 lines, and I'm just going to make it about 11 inches and then spin it because I'm using my roll feeder. And so I've had to do this on the floor because I wasn't tall enough to do it on my desk. But basically just weeding as normal, and then I'm going to use this transfer tape because it's not as sticky as my gridded one. But if you have it, you might want to use masking tape because you don't need anything that is super sticky for balloons. But this one should work fine for me, so I'm just going to go with that. So once that's applied on, just cut as close as possible to your design because the less you need to work with, the easier it's going to be. And then I'm also going to make some cuts into the paper and tape. Just be really careful you don't cut into your design. Just do a few on either side, and that just helps it bend. And actually I'm cutting away a bit more there. I thought that's going to help it even more. And so I'm just pushing down all the transfer tape, and I always turn it over to take off the backing paper away from the tape rather than the other way around. Just find that easier. And then I don't know why I put a roll to hold the balloon in place, but I just put something there to kind of stop it moving around as much. And then pushed on from the middle outwards. Pushed it all on. It went on really easy actually, but peeling it off was a bit tricky. So once I'd done that top bit, I thought I would just cut off that piece, and then it wasn't as much to deal with. And then I went on to the next section. So it might be worth cutting your design into sections before you apply it as well, if you can do that, if you've got the option. That often does make it a bit easier. So it was a little bit fiddly, it wasn't sticking really well. This is just permanent Retrama vinyl that I'm using. It's not anything special, it's just the usual type of vinyl I use on signs. And there's it done. But I thought it needed a little bit of something else in the bottom, so I cut out a heart as well. Just use the transfer tape, and I actually did like a thin heart like this rather than a filled in one because I found doing lines a bit easier than full shapes. And then I used the transfer tape to take all of the fluff and stuff off the balloon, and that actually worked really well. And there you go, all done. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's pretty quick. Just make sure you're kind of thinking about the types of designs you're putting on there so they're easy to bend across the balloon, and as I mentioned, don't put too much pressure on and get good quality balloons. and you should be fine. Please let me know in the comments if there is any other kind of vinyl decal application tutorial you'd like me to do if you're struggling with a certain item. And please don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for more videos like this in future.